So, time to read to the end. Very slow mission for us, basically because we are proceeding blindly. Uh, Even if we kill everything, we can more or less earn about 1,000 points, which means we can lose about 100 points or we fail the mission. The initial tank lost is a major chunk of that. Yeah, probably 50% of that. So there's just no way we can afford another. If it happens, we are already lost. And then we're gonna have some infantry casualties, some damaged vehicles maybe. So yeah, we cannot really afford destroyed vehicles. Even a jeep might be. We might be able to afford a jeep or two. That comes with some risks. There's no way we can destroy anything anymore. Still, button, ready. That's problem is that's not really achieving shit. So nothing too bad happened here, but were we fired upon? What I mean is, what will happen if I don't do anything with the jeeps now? Could I move a little bit further away? We know there are targets there that are a problem for me. But they're not a problem right this second. Holy shit, we can even see him. So, we through some miracle evade them from shooting at us. We could solve our little problem with the tanks without really doing anything. That's a big if though, so we're waiting for ammo replenishments. Need to get into firing positions fairly quickly. I mean, we're not in a desperate situation necessarily, but we at the same time can't do all that much unless we get trouble with the time left. That's what happened. That's what we learned from the previous attempt. And there's a lot of infantry here, which needs to be revealed somehow. Every building pretty much has infantry squad here. Okay. I think I'll hold my position because, yeah, as I said, these buildings are full of infantry. Not necessarily need to make any serious moves in any direction at the moment. It's all about what's gonna happen with the jeeps, basically. They're gonna be destroyed where we've lost this anyway. If not, we're in a great position to move without having to crawl through a huge amount of tanks. So waiting for a turn will speed things up, or we're going to lose anyway. Is there a point to staying here? In some ways it might be faster to just start from the beginning, because we could take the helicopters and things like that. Stay in our positions far away from the enemy and destroy most of their tank capabilities to the least. Right, I don't think we can do too much here. There are certainly a group of tanks there, but there were also targets for us to shoot when we moved here. So there are 3 jeeps there already. There's no point driving here. There's a group of tanks there that will react immediately. If anything, we might either hold here or go for the flags. I'm inclined to hold here for now. What about you? Uh, there are some tower tickets that we can shoot there. There's also a vehicle there. I'm interested in covering this area because of the tanks I know are there. More or less we're gonna hold ground. Even infantry casualties matter. And we can win this if we don't get vehicle casualties and keep the infantry casualties in check. So anyone shooting at us needs to be fired back on immediately. I'm gonna use the sniper to hopefully reveal the HQ unit here and some of the tanks. But here, if we move, we're basically just gonna be picked off by the defending infantry squads. That might happen anyway. Right, depends on what happens with the jeeps. They spotted the jeeps. They're shooting at the infantry for some reason though. Shoot down the... There we go. Okay, this went fairly well. We're in fantastic firing positions and no major casualties. Another T-62 revealed. Stop harassing my jeeps. Sort of want this taken out before I do anything with the jeeps. But I'm not sure if this is the correct unit to act on. This might be better. But these are the only ones who can fire on infantry, or that sort of target in general. So I'm not inclined to act with them immediately. Not unless I absolutely have to. Out of ammo? No, but soon will be. We can still shoot at important targets here. Sure, I want to move at all. Right, there's at least a group of tanks there and here. Same thing there. So it's just a matter of shit. And there's the fail. So simple. Don't know if there's a good way for me to deal with this though. Basically, the first missile that we are gonna fire, it needs to hit and it needs to take out him. Otherwise I can't shoot at the later two anymore. No, there's probably enough suppression that it's reasonable to continue, right? So this is like a little bit of a puzzle. What needs to be basically shot in what order in order for the killing to continue on our front? Far away jeeps need to take down this tank. Right, crew destroyed, additional bonus. Biggest question mark is this. We have two jeeps with probably around 2 to 3 missiles that can still fire on them. Then we'll have to start shooting at this with jeeps again. The return fire kills this guy. We are boned again. We have this should have a better chance of hitting because this has 0 suppression. Right. Mobilize is not really good enough. That's some kind of a magical tank. It just refuses to die no matter what type of unit fires at it. But we didn't do well here. There's one tank ready to function. So, in theory, we could try to move a little bit and fire. I mean, it's not gonna work, but it's worth a try. Retreating! Woohoo! There's still a huge amount of units here waiting for us. Pretty much the only way I can... Well, I don't actually have to take them down. It's a bonus, but they're not valuable point-wise. At the same time, I am struggling to get the necessary points. Okay, who exactly is running out of ammunition here? No one. Still, all of these units can fire at nice locations. Well, not really though. What to do? We have our high explosive ammunition back. Can fire a little bit of suppression fire, but only a little bit. Out of ammo. We don't, strictly speaking, have to bring tanks forward anymore. Tanks would be to react to their armor showing up. That's more or less it. At the same time, probably wouldn't hurt to at least have some kind of an armor here. There are tanks here, quite a few. So something is going to have to lure them out. Last time I used a jeep and it survived through some miracle. I don't think that's a bad option in general. It's going to have to be something, and that jeep is a lot harder thing to shoot at than a tank. Ah, crap. We won. We move forward with this, we can't go back anymore, so I think that's a little bit too big of a risk. Now what? There are still a lot of targets we could fire at from our current position. One of you losers is going to have to actually go there and reveal things. There should be a lot of infantry in these buildings. On the positive side, the APCs should be able to start to make some moves. I don't think they have anything nearby that could reasonably react to our presence here. I think. And we're gonna fire pretty much on everything we possibly can. Now there are tanks there though, so I'm not really eager to just sitting here and waiting. Also, the infantry will be waiting for us here and here, so hoping the infantry will lure them into firing at us. Otherwise, there isn't all that much I can do without just going right next to them and risking my own life. And just start going for the flags. I think there's enough targets for us to shoot at. Yeah, it's just infantry. Ah, it's retreating. Well, technically we might actually survive this. Not, I'm not holding out too much hope for that though. And the machine guns should just hold their position. Or get into a position where they can fire. A lot of infantry here, I don't want to go there with a sniper alone. Okay. So far so good. Shitty BTR firing at us. Two additional tanks spotted. Excellent job, Mr. Sniper. Excellent job. Can't see shit. Okay, who the hell sees the other guy? Someone definitely sees him. Wrong target. Command unit? Nah, I'll take it. We have a reasonable chance of hitting. That's not destroying it. Okay. BTR can be taken down by anyone. Happened to the tank here? Nothing. Running low on ammo. Ah. Very nice indeed. There's quite a lot of kills here again, which means we might be able to push forward without too much fuss. Is the sniper capable of doing that? Be able to spot the enemy HQ. Okay. The enemy fire can be so intense here that an entire infantry squad can be wiped out with a single shot. So I'm not too keen on rushing in blindly. Worried that I have no other choice. Basically, I'm blind until I just drive on into something. Okay. Probably should have shot that with someone else. There are units in those goddamn buildings. I don't dare to go closer. I'm just hoping that someone will actually spot something. Probably harass that guy from there and that from there, which means there shouldn't be anyone here. Right. Please miss. Thank you. Oh shit. Well, that's no fun. I think the AA gun's a bigger threat. Holy shit. You guys with missiles want to take this job. I'm pretty sure we've got this scouted out with some of the jeeps. Entire point with some of the positioning we've chosen. So when this inevitable happens, someone can fire. What was I doing? Something with these. Okay, I should be able to go after the infantry. Ooh, infantry. Right, this is getting uncomfortable place to be here. Again, it, a single kill on these is probably enough to screw us over. So I'm sort of clenching a little bit every time we get those close quarters shots against us. I don't want to shoot with this one because I know there's more anti-tank guns here that we need to be able to react on. I suppose we could take that one down. Or the infantry is actually more important to get rid of, but we don't have a huge amount of units capable of continually firing on the BTR. Maybe some of the vehicles here, but they're running out of missiles. Still 99% chance of getting it. The suppression effect on the HQ nearby should be significant at this point. But who the hell can shoot at the anti-tank gun? Someone has to shoot it. Can we? I don't want to shoot missiles at it even if I could. Although, I think we can. Yeah, everything else is sort of under control already. I want to suppress this infantry squad a little bit more. I don't want it getting any ideas here. Now the AA gun is worthless. Infantry squad worthless. Everyone's worthless. I can bring some other unit here to deal with the anti-tank gun. So right at the edge of my firing range too, which is not all that good place to shoot it. It'd be a smart idea to pull the units APCs that basically have used all their shots into cover, because it's pretty much a huge waste to have them here in the open when they couldn't contribute anything anyway. Pretty sure that building doesn't have anything in it. Same time, I'm not 100% sure on that. Better not take chances on it. Okay, I need you to go shoot at the anti-tank gun. No matter if you achieve a goddamn thing, just fire on it. And if I go there, I won't be able to come back. That would be do I drop infantry here? I don't think so. I know that there's definitely infantry here, so I'm wondering how much I really fire on these units. But if they open fire on me first, I'm not going to be able to return fire anyway. The casualties from the first shot will be significant enough. Some other vehicle will have to soften this target. Retreating is not good enough. Right. In all probability, there's something there. Definitely something there. I guess I could leave these here to act as reactionary fire in case opponents happen to come our way. Right, there are going to be more annoying units here, so I don't particularly want to stay here. We also know that their HQ is here, which means we sort of do want to try to get rid of him. Yeah, that's another couple of squads taken care of. Hmm. But it's impossible to say how much damage this can even potentially do to a gun like that, so I don't think I want to fire on them. Ah, time's certainly running out. Someone's going to have to go for the flags here. Are there still enemies here I should know about? There's certainly anti-tank guns, I know that. So, not sure I want to go there. Three shots is more than enough. One shot is not enough. I don't think there are all that many good targets for us to really fire on. There's gonna be a couple of tanks still here. That'll be it. We even have ammunition. Yeah, one on both. I sort of think we want to move somewhere else. These can't do all that much against the type of enemies that are still left here. And everything interesting is blocked anyway. I would need at least a line of sight to the flags here. The problem is I would have to go there where I know that there are enemy units and I have no way of doing damage to them. So not exactly a great place to be. I guess we're more or less just going to hold our position. Try to push forward. See if we can lure some of the units to fire on us. Don't go there unless you have support. I don't like these campaigns. The demand to get decisive victories is sort of boring. This used to be sort of struggles where you can make some choices to push here and there to get the job done, but now they're I can't even take casualties. So constantly have to think about, do I want to say, we need to load, and the type of fighting we need to do is it's so cautious and time consuming, it's sort of pissing me off. It took something like 2.5 hours to do the first attempt that ended up failing. Who knows by how much? By like 15, 20 points and it would have been fine. That's just, that shit is aggravating. Right. The HQ needs to be killed. We're going to be encountering a lot of infantry and a couple of artillery placements, but I think that's about it. More or less, we're just going to assume the position and wait until the time runs out. Much else we can do with these. Can't even see the goddamn gun. It's the same one. Fair enough. Right. Who wants to move first? Has to be the APCs. The safest choice, basically. Least chance of something going horribly wrong. You should be able to suppress the anti-tank gun though. And another anti-tank gun. Shocking. Key to handling them is just let them fire on us while we're still a little bit away from them. That's more or less it, I think. Same thing with these. Technically they're very dangerous, but practically, unless you go right next to them, you can ignore them with the APCs. I'd also like to lure more of these units in general to react to us. Oh fuck, that almost killed us. Almost isn't good enough though. Do they have infantry? Hello, Mr. Anton. This is a little bit too close for me to fire on. Is this building safe? I have no idea. Okay, we're clear to clear him. Hmm. Yeah. Everyone needs to be retreating right about now. Are you retreating? Hmm. We need to hold back some shots because we do know that there are more units there just waiting for us. So when they inevitably show their faces, we need to be able to do something about it. Okay, why was I suppressed? Maybe the anti-tank gun fired at me. Don't know. There's definitely more infantry here. Hopefully I'm in a good enough position to react to them. Units here, can't tell. Well, they're routed. I think... Should I stay here? The thing is, we're running out of time and I still need to push forward. But I don't know if now is the correct time to do it. Like here, we know that there's trouble coming. But does that make sense for us to just blindly rush in here? The couple of points we can squeeze from their units could make the difference between success and failure here, so I don't dare I can just ignore them. Doesn't mean we want to blindly rush them immediately. Okay, the HQ needs to be taken care of. Once it goes, then the fall truly begins. At that point, we're just going to throw everything we have and pray that we don't screw up. Pretty much the only thing we can do anyway at that point. Okay, if I still have vehicles ready to do something, I think I'll refrain from shooting at anything. Just hold on to the shots they have in case more anti-tank guns decide they want to join the party. The reason why I want to stay here. Don't think of any. Okay, anything I can realistically do that would be of some use? Not really. Could, well, Can go after the HQ, I suppose. Ooh, there's a anti-tank gun. Well, useful information that. Again, this is routed, no point really firing at it. This is a different matter. I need a kill of some sort. Casualty. There we go. Is that it? Suppose we could suppress them a little bit more. Not sure if there's much of a point to it though. We're more valuable if we just push forward. Maybe we can get the HQ. Definitely not. We don't have high explosive shells anymore. That's why we're shooting machine guns. Yeah, that gun is worthless. Seems good. There's gonna be maybe a couple of anti-tank guns firing at us, infantry firing, and that'll be it. I should have units suppressing them. Nope. I don't see any major problems to achieving a more decisive victory here. Someone just needs to suppress them a little bit. Probably pinned right. And now they're retreating. Okay. Abandoned gun. Abandoned gun. Excellent. Still have about 3 to 4 turns, so there's certainly enough time. What we can't afford is stumbling on enemy infantry. We need to see them first. Hello, Mr. T55A. Good to see you. Okay, surely someone at least can fire upon it. Perfect. It'll just add to the overall suppression. Right, what else? Go after the crews. It's the HQ. Hello, friend. They're pretty much impossible for them to return accurate fire to these distances, so let's just say heal. Thank you very much. What else? What else? What else? Fuck, you're dead. Can't afford this. How expensive are these? The cost of 10. Might be able to afford it since the crew survived. But yeah, not good. I think I last saved to miss one. So can still easily recover if things go wrong. Also, we can end this in a turn or two. Yeah, this is something I can afford. I hate playing like this. I truly despise it. And this isn't fun, where a single dice roll basically means you'll have to just restart at least the same turn over and over and over again. I have no idea who thought it was a great idea to have these, that your victory is not victory enough. Especially in a mission where that victory threshold is somewhere around 100 points. It's just so low that any kind of a minor bit of a luck can basically ruin your day. Okay, there's at least one or two tank here that we don't see. Need to reveal. And can't see shit. As is tradition. Maybe they'll react if I start shooting. No? Well, someone's going to have to do something. Spotted two tanks. That is good. I think the other one was infantry squad. Currently within firing range of this infantry squad, for example. Somewhere around there, I think. There we go. Suddenly it's also clear. Okay. So it's APCs again. Just APCs, APCs, APCs until they can't do any counter fire, and that'll be it. Hope we get all of them. I think we should basically stop pushing forward the moment we have an acceptable target to fire here. Holy shit. Well, hello there, my friend. Pinned isn't good enough. Yeah, their HQ's gone. Ah, that crumbled their morale a little bit again. So now what? Shoot at everything that moves, hope that that's somehow enough. Guess that's more or less what we're gonna do. Proceed one hex at a time so you avoid most of the ambushes. But we still need kills, so I can't exactly take it too easy. Without the kills, the one goddamn tank loss at the start might be the real reason we're struggling. I should have sent something else to counter the deal with the enemy missile fire on the first turn. Basically, just keep all of the tanks hidden. Things seem to be mostly going our way. Still think there are more infantry squads to the south, so I'll keep some force here. Just in case. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Pinned, ready. Actually, tank is the right vehicle for this job. I mean, we're not exactly expecting other tanks anymore, not really. AA guns and tank guns, that's what we're expecting. I suppose I can always pull back a little bit. Seem to be all that there's no real harm in that. Stay here or pull back? Pull back. Fewer units that can fire on me. The squad is in way too good about condition, so it's suppressed a little bit. Anything else we can do? Not really. I suppose we could shoot at some targets, but they're all the wrong targets. AA gun destroyed. I don't really see a point in holding back the tanks anymore. Any armor that they have, we have enough jeeps to counter that immediately. At the same time, is there a real reason for us to rush forward? Don't really think so. I don't recall what they have here anymore. Don't think it's anything too dangerous, no matter what it is. Right, no new action. This is the end. And I don't see how we could possibly not get a decisive victory out of this one. They've got well, they didn't get the kills they got the last time. I might have gotten a few less kills myself, but I don't see that would matter all that much. Might still be able to squeeze the necessary kills. I also avoided a lot of the infantry deaths that I previously suffered from. I'm not sure if it's some kind of absolute amount of points you need to get, or is it much more likely it's your points versus their points. There has to be some kind of ratio there that guarantees your win, while everything else is marginal something. I'm not sure what it is, how it really functions, but especially draw is something that seems to come when you would expect a marginal defeat or win at most. Right, every kill counts. Routed crew. Right, let's see how they could possibly hold us back at this point. There's no one really retreating toward the flags either. They're all going past it. was expecting trouble. %2 chance of doing anything. You probably don't have high explosive, right? Well, you killed the wrong squad, but I'll take it. Not much I can realistically go after. Shoot whatever you can. Fishing for final points. There could be infantry there. I'm not moving there. I just don't see where my gains are if I go there. This will probably end. What did I do? X formation HQ. I'm gonna go and take a look. Yep. If we can't wipe out the entire squad, the team's recalls will still be fulfilled. Right here. It's probably like worth 1 point. Sure, why bother? And we even shot down some aircraft, so that'll count for a lot of points. And still, it just is not enough. There's a couple of infantry squads. I think that's pretty much the last thing they have remaining here. Might be able to try to kill a few extra ones with tanks, I believe. See shit and see shit. Harass an infantry squad a little bit before it goes away, right? So, decisive victory. 1,300. So I think we got a little bit of extra points. We lost one fighting vehicle less. Uh, where to save? I think we at least successfully completed it because it allows us to save like this. It would be C8 end. The next mission should be the final of the campaign. You broke through the Syrian 3rd Armored defense lines despite their heavy resistance. We are preparing for the final assault on Damascus. Elements of several Syrian divisions have gathered there for a final stand. Secure the hills and airport outside the capital. Then drive into the city itself and clear out any enemy forces. There's a different end description depending on are you going to get a marginal victory or a decisive victory, but both are seemed like they're counted as victory. So in this case, we're basically playing it and don't give a shit about how the end is going to come out. Everything is good enough. It's an actual assault mission, which means we have artillery. Mm, I'm not sure how to play like this. I haven't played an assault mission in a long time. Not sure where the points have to be spent, but considering it shouldn't be too different from what we played just now. Basically, they are sitting in dug-in positions. What we need is long-range anti-tank capabilities and ability to spot the enemy units. That's more or less what we mostly need. Since they're defending, I doubt they have a lot of strike elements. Usually defending player has shit all for points to spend. So helicopter section. We could also ferry troops. So it might not be a horrible idea to invest in a platoon. Because this could allow us to take some casualties to ferry a platoon of infantry where we need it. But not sure if we have the luxury. Again, okay. How is the map? The flags don't mean shit here. That's something we learned. Right. So we'll probably start at this edge and have to proceed through the defenses and then fight in the city itself. So while long range capability is probably necessary and very vital at the first point, we are going to need something that can go right in and just kill the shit out of everything at close range. And that's the airfield. Well, if they have an airfield, they could have an air force too. I'm not sure just how much I would want to invest in an anti-air capabilities because I have an entire platoon or two of anti-air machine guns that can usually damage the targets at least. But yeah, visibility is 10. Okay, this is important. Turn 99. I guess basically we'll fight this to the end. There's no real turn limit. Visibility 10 means though that long-range capabilities they are worthless without the corresponding vision. Right. At least my tanks have a vision of 20. But 10 means very close range combat. And I have no idea what would be a good unit for that. Pretty much any tank is good enough. And I do think tanks are actually fairly good at this time. The cheapest will do. So platoon of Ishermans. Same main gun as the rest. Doesn't have any vision though, so it's blind. These have at least vision of 20. Shit, so I guess we're taking patterns then. Or Magog's. They're a little bit cheaper. Might make all the difference, I guess. They're size 6. Or at least size 5, so they're a little bit harder to hit, I guess. Okay, I need some tanks, but only some. I think I need more helicopters. Do helicopters have a vision value? Not these. So cheapest piece of crap is available is probably good enough. Anti-air capabilities wouldn't work all that well either. However, yeah, they don't seem to have a vision value. So they would be blind anyway. Same with shoulder mounted. Missile combat in general is not going to be good if vision is 10. At the point where they see us is too late to use missiles. Artillery and strike elements could be useful here. I don't think not the strike elements, because again we can't see shit. Artillery doesn't need to see shit. What we could do is bombard certain areas a little bit, especially in the city. That would help. Gun battalion, that's a little bit too much. But a battery, that's reasonable. We need a decent amount of shots. Yeah, but 2 artillery pieces is our battery section is 100 points. That's a ridiculous amount of points in a mission like this. Okay, it is assault, so we might need engineers. We're good at taking down infantry and tanks at close range too. We don't want a huge amount of these necessarily, but they might have minefields, so infantry platoons are gonna help. More APCs, or just half-tracks. Half-tracks will more or less do the same thing, and they're much cheaper. We're moving in blindly. We do want helicopters. Not a helicopter, please. Yeah, I think I'll take a platoon. With any luck, we could put some decent infantry in there too. Did I buy the tanks? Yeah, cool Magog's. We could put in the sappers there, maybe. I'd rather take rifle platoons. Might not be able to squeeze them in. Either way, maybe more anti-tank units of some sort. I might get a single one. I'd take it. Maybe scouts. But the problem is, if it doesn't have the vision, it's somewhat worthless to me anyway. How about extra ammunition? I don't see that being all that useful. More or less we can take a tank. It has to be a platoon that's below... Yeah, we would get Isherman. Better than nothing. 6 points to spend on something. Snipers? Snipers can be used as scouts, and we can certainly shove these guys into the helicopters. Alternatively, machine guns, always useful here and there for support. Could get 2 heavy or 6 mediums. I'll take the mediums. Visibility is 63. Length 18. So again, this fucking piece of shit information is totally worthless. Absolutely worthless. Nope. Nope. Not doing this. C8N. Right. I don't understand. Why the fuck do you give me wrong information? It just... yeah. It basically just ruins everything. You build your army based on information that is absolute rubbish. So we're gonna do our typical assault force that we do. Anti-tank missiles by the metric ton. Some ordnance trucks. We might think about taking SAMs, because it's a big problem if we can't deal with those. At the same time, I don't know. I'm gonna take helicopters. Can't really afford this though. Whatever. Me snipers. Perfect. Right, take control of everything in the city, take control of the airfield. 18 turns to do it. Visibility is amazing, and start at the far edge. We pretty much have to use the bridge here. I think the best choice would be to take some jeeps here. They would have wonderful line of sight to more or less deal with any defense force they have here. Alternatively, push everything to the north. That's pretty much already across the river. Take positions here and missile. Also, this time we can take a lot of casualties. It's not going to be as happy of an ending as it could be, I suppose, but it'll still be a victory. And I'll take that. I'll gladly take it. Jesus Christ, I don't want to play another mission again, because I didn't happen to get a 10 times more points than the enemy, and that's a huge loss for our side apparently. Can't take the enemy 10 to 1. I think we want to drive APCs in the city as quickly as possible. It's not gonna be a short engagement there. There could be some anti-air air activity, so we certainly should spread the better machine guns around here. And the most important units, the jeeps. We need to keep the jeeps paired up. If you split the pair, one of the units is going to start panicking fairly easily. Also, the jeeps need to go in first, no matter where we go. Ammo trucks just need to be sort of with us, they don't need to be right at the forefront of everything. Send a helicopter here. Definitely separate from everything else. Also, didn't I have snipers? I probably dumped them into some vehicles already by using this. Definitely have snipers. Or not. Yeah. Just you unload it. God damn it. This is all wrong. I think I bought a rifle squad, a rifle platoon specifically for the purpose that I can put them into the helicopters, and by the looks of it, they went in the tanks. It's not a huge problem. Right, perfect. So we'll leave things here. 18 turns to take over everything, casualties be damned.